episode number 9. Today we're going to be talking about mental illness and stuff like that. So stick around. Hope you stay. And yeah, welcome.
Christian, why is your mic quality so low?
Yeah, you're
What do you mean?
extremely
You're like
quiet.
mumbling. Come on, come close to your mic. Come on. We want to hear you
Yeah,
speak.
mumble
It's
rap.
literally right next to my mouth.
All right.
Just
So
By the way, Sebastian, on
Okay.
stream, you have League up in the background.
where? Oh.
Yeah, you do.
Oh no! Everyone knows my username. Everyone's gonna add me, dude. Our viewers.
There's no one in the thing.
Yep, all our viewers.
All of our
well,
three.
mental illness. Alex, you can go off about that.
We're starting off with me?
Do we want
Yeah.
to Do we want to start with the illest of the ill?
Hey,
Yeah.
And by
hey,
illest, I'm calling you cool. You're a really cool guy, Alex. I love you.
That's kind of homosexual.
Okay,
So
well,
are we.
go off, Alex. Go off.
Go off, sis.
I mean, where do I start though?
Anywhere. Maybe your experience with mental illness and everything like that.
Let's talk about your childhood.
Oh man, we really want to dive deep immediately, huh?
Are you okay with this? You just
I
woke
mean,
up.
I didn't just wake up. I just got out of bed.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference. Mental illness, Obey Chubbs. That's what we're talking about this week.
Whoa, watch your language too, please. All right, buddy. All right, little chubster. Obey chubster.
Um,
Maybe.
I mean, like, what about my childhood? Just my childhood in general, or
Uh, I guess.
okay.
Let's not dive that deep yet. Hold on.
Not yet. All
I
right.
like this. I like this. Alex, what have you been diagnosed with?
Um, I mean, I've got depression. I don't know what else I have.
How do you feel about people on like TikTok making like depression, like trying to make it like a trend? You know what I
Very,
mean? Makes
very
sense.
good question.
I think it's fucking stupid trying to use mental illness to get clout, especially when it's like a genuine issue people struggle with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to fetishize it. You know what I mean?
I don't know if they're trying to necessarily fetishize it, but they're trying to normalize it or bring it into the eye of the public in a light where it's so normalized that people shouldn't or that people won't really talk about it as like a serious issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I also feel like people are trying to make it like they're painting a picture of like it being like cool to have it
Yeah,
instead of like actually horrible. You know what I mean? Does that make
yeah.
sense? Yeah.
They're trying to make it like, "Oh my god, look at me. I'm so quirky. I'm depressed."
And they're not even diagnosed with it or on any
They're
meds or anything.
no, they're sad for 2 days and they're like, "Holy shit, I'm depressed now."
You know what really grinds my gears?
Really grinds your
When
gears.
shut
Years.
up. When people are like, "Oh, I just had the third mental breakdown of my day. Oh my
Dude,
god!" Like
people
what?
posting on Snapchat, "Oh my god, don't hit me up," like with them crying or like, "Oh my god, don't no one talk to me. Only the
But
real ones know what's going on."
it
What
really
the
grinds my
Yeah, I
gears
can
when
fuck
it's
agree to
up?
like
that.
That
it really
shit's
grinds.
so annoying.
No,
One,
it's so
nobody
annoying.
cares about what's going on in your life. Two, you're just trying to do it for clout. Shut the hell up. God damn.
It really bugs me when people are like, "Oh, I just had a mental breakdown." Like, oh, bitch, you just sobbed into your pillow for 5 seconds about your nails being broken. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my god.
I mean, stuff like that could actually cause a mental breakdown in someone with a serious mental illness, but
I suppose, but like, there's like,
most people doing it don't actually
I
have.
can't really. Hold on. Let me go on my Snapchat real quick and let's see. If I can see someone saying something about having a
Um,
mental
Well,
breakdown.
I also
don't name
might
any
have
names. Just
like a
say.
mild form of anxiety because I got diagnosed with some pill that's supposed to be for anxiety to help me sleep better.
Really?
hmm I also definitely have social anxiety.
Yeah,
You
me
mask
too.
it very well, I'd say.
I what?
I feel like you mask it very well if you do have social anxiety.
I feel like I definitely do, cause like
Really?
yeah, like the first week I went to go pick up my antidepressants. I went to CVS by myself, and like I started having almost a panic attack at the window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not very pog.
Um,
Right now, I cannot find any examples. As soon as I do, I will let you know what they are
Okay,
without
well,
naming
I
names.
have an example that someone posted like last night or 2 nights.
Go off, go off.
It wasn't like a long thing or anything. It was literally just them posting like a black screen, and it was like turning my phone off. I can't deal with this. Goodbye.
Oh my
Yeah,
Like
god.
if you want to be left alone, you don't say anything.
exactly. If you
yeah.
want to be
Yeah,
left alone,
they
ignore
want to
everyone.
be reached out.
Just
Matt, do you want to weigh in?
Um. Yeah. I mean,
Wait, yeah,
I got a lot to say on the topic.
hey,
So
Matt, Matt.
I'll wait until everyone's
I
said their
wanna,
piece, I guess.
All
I
right.
wanna hear your opinion about like people that are undiagnosed with depression and like trying to make it a trend. What's your opinion on that, Matt?
Hold on, I have a sneeze coming. It's just not happening.
Bless you. Bless pineapple.
Oh, here, bitch.
I know.
Bless you.
What?
So,
Like,
all right. So, well, first of all, so what I was gonna say before is I feel like, and it's like a big meme at this point, but I feel like depression in males isn't taken as seriously. Um,
I could see
it
that.
like it's obviously not like to the extent that people online are saying. Like, obviously, it is taken seriously, but um, yeah, I feel like if a guy is depressed and if they do want to post something on their story, like don't hit me up, people won't hit them up. But then I feel like if a girl does it or whatever, and I'm not trying to make it like a gender thing, but it just what I feel like happens more often is they will get their phone will start blowing up immediately. Um, and I could be completely way off on that or wrong or whatever. Um, that's just how it seems. Um, yeah, so I know you guys know this, but I was diagnosed with depression sophomore year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like the beginning of sophomore year. And since then, speaking to my therapist and everything, it has really helped a lot. Like we've uncovered some stuff like along like social anxiety lines, stuff like that. I actually have an evaluation, and I feel like everyone and their mother these days has ADD or ADHD, but I have an evaluation for that next month. Um, so
I'm
yeah, there's that.
I'm pretty sure you and Christian are the only people who don't. Well, there's five of us. Never mind. That doesn't sound like that much. 3 out of 5 of us have ADHD.
A
Yeah,
lot of
I
people
believe.
tell
Diagnosed
me
at
like
least.
a lot of
Yeah,
people tell me I definitely have it.
but
yeah, Christian, you
so
definitely show a lot of like symptoms of either ADD or ADHD.
but the whole thing about people using it for clout and they're trying to normalize it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it seem like it's like a quirky thing that makes you unique and different, but if everyone is trying to be like that, it's not. It's like it's an actual issue that people like. And I know you guys know this, but last year when I was in Baltimore, I'm not gonna like name names or that get super specific about it, but my cousin, you guys know about this, but my cousin who I was very close with committed suicide while I was in Baltimore for my first semester of college, and that caused a huge. And I'm not trying to make it about me because it's not, but that caused a huge load of issues with me being down there, and I lost all motivation. Everything was gone, and I ended up coming home, and that's why I'm doing school locally now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not something that you want to normalize in the way that it's like, oh, I'm so unique, I'm so quirky, look at me, I have depression. It's
Yeah.
something that if you're going to normalize it, you want to normalize it to make it change, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you want to normalize it in the ways of, hey, look, this is a serious issue or a serious topic that people struggle with every day. Just letting you guys know there's people out there that want to help you
Yeah.
and go look for help if you seriously struggle with these issues.
And
Yeah.
now that is one of the things, though, is that, like, another thing with, especially with depression in males, I feel like it's a lot less noticeable because my cousin, like, and that is like one of the stereotypes that it's always the people you least expect. Like, I had no idea anything was going on with him. He the most I ever got out of him about any struggles was that he was just having a difficult time with school. Um, so, but like it's and this is something that Sal was saying, and he has those stickers, and he gave me one of those stickers that say "Make sure your friends are okay."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is true. Like, you have to make sure that if you notice something wrong or something off about any of your friends or your relatives or anything like that, um, make sure they're okay. Even if they say they are okay, but you can tell something is off, don't be pushy about it, but just make sure they know that they're not alone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said that it's harder to notice in males. Do you think that's because like most guys, like whenever something happens, like we kind of like make a joke about it, you know? Do you think
Yeah.
that's why instead of like actually confronting the
It, I,
problem?
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, even with myself, like that's how I, get out of uncomfortable situation or anything, is I always just make jokes about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, like, God, like you guys, I don't remember if any of you guys had like a lot of classes with me in high school. I know some of you did, but like I was making jokes all the time, and I was miserable in high school.
I remember there was one from you that I remember very clearly, Matt.
Yeah,
There was a time you and I walked into cartooning, um, with Mr. A, and I guess the art class before that had like Windex bottles full of water
that's right.
to
Yeah,
like clear the table. And Matt walked in and he immediately grabbed it, sprayed it into his mouth, and then went, "This isn't Windex."
yeah.
And
Now
like,
that was around the time where I didn't really know what was acceptable. So like I was like, yes, it was a joke, but that was kind of, I was just doing it to actually try to be funny. That wasn't me trying to mask anything. But
that's the first thing that sprung to my mind.
yeah, I do remember that. I actually completely forgot about that until you brought it up.
Well, because we were all like, Matt.
Yeah. I actually, I thought you were gonna bring up the other time in uh in that same cartooning class, when because I would get sent to the counselor's office all the time in that class because art is how I would usually express myself. Um, so every time I would be picked to like share what I was doing, or show Mr. A what I was doing, I would be like, "Oh God, another trip to the counselor's office for me." Um,
Uh,
yeah, I remember that. I remember that very clearly.
I actually don't remember that. I remember the.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when Meerkat said he was gonna kill himself and then he got sent to like counseling for like
Yes, yes. How it's just like it's like a part of pop culture now almost.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm actually very grateful. Like, usually the school's counseling systems aren't really that great, but I'm actually really grateful to that school because I was in a really bad place before I started seeing my therapist and everything. And it was like during some sort of like math test or something. And what you were saying before about people saying they have breakdowns all the time or whatever. This was one of the first times I actually had like a full on breakdown. It was like it was just literally just during a math test, and it's something that usually wouldn't cause too much stress in someone. But I was so stressed out, and I ended up just writing "I'm going to kill myself" on the test, and then handing it in with no answers complete. Um, and then that was my first trip to the counselor's office, and they actually helped a lot, and they're the ones who got me to see my therapist and everything like that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so
I
make sure
think
you're okay.
Yeah, that's a
I
really
think
good takeaway of this.
I think the school's counseling system, at least our high school, was good if you actually needed it.
Yeah,
But
if you didn't need it,
but
it was
I
kind of
think,
just like
but like, as was the case with
Mirsad.
the meerkat as the Emersod, um, he didn't actually have an issue, and he was like forced into it,
yeah,
you
To
know. And
to be
I know.
fair, that's just them looking out. You know what I mean?
No,
yeah,
I
no,
Yeah.
know, but like,
yeah.
For a serious issue that could or could not happen.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But then like he had to keep going. Like he went the first time, and then for like a month he had to go back.
Yeah.
I think it was like every other week.
I
Um,
got a I got another question real quick.
Yep.
Um, so again to what Matt said, how it's like less noticeable in dudes. Do you think it's because most of us try to like conceal like our feelings? You think
yes,
that's why?
I was
I think
gonna
so,
Yeah.
bring
yeah.
this up, but we started to move away from it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel it's mainly due to the fact of like we were brought up in that time of like, oh, boys can't show emotions, it's not manly, and
Mhm.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Being I don't again, I don't mean to get too open, but that kind of thing has actually caused problems in like my relationship. Like,
Really.
yeah, like I will,
Oh yeah,
or at
for
least,
sure. Mine too.
yeah, like or at least I've tried to stop doing it. Um, but I bottle up emotions all the time. I try not to show too many emotions, and obviously, I'm still like a human person. I'll still cry. I'll still,
Mm.
but it's caused a lot of problems. At least within the first year of my relationship, because she'll be like, what's wrong? I'll say nothing, and then I'll just end up exploding with emotion at some unprecedented time,
Mhm.
and it causes arguments, and it's like it's something I've worked on, and obviously we've been dating for 3 years now,
Mhm.
so it's like it's obviously it's fixed for the most part now, but yeah,
I literally don't remember the last time I cried. I
Really?
don't know when it was. Yeah, I just don't do it,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and I don't I don't I think I think I probably it's reached a point where my brain's like, oh, we're feeling sad, we're gonna stop.
yeah,
We're just gonna not let this continue.
To be fair, that
So
might
like
be bad though.
I'm sure it is. I don't do it. Like I feel sad. I just don't cry.
yeah,
I
yeah,
truly
no, like I obviously like, yeah, like the last time I cried was just when I was in Baltimore and found out about it, and but
Yeah.
that,
It's
yeah,
like it's not even like a conscious choice that I make where I'm like I'm not gonna cry. I just don't. My body just does not start that process.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna mace you, and then we'll see.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure. Yeah.
something that obviously I don't think we have anyone watching right now, but if on YouTube or whatever, whoever does end up watching this is, and obviously this is going to be very cliche, but it is okay to cry and it's okay
Yeah.
to show emotion.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people, especially guys, have to kind of come to terms with if, we want these types of mental illnesses or disorders or whatever you want to call them to be noticed, is that it's okay to show emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Big silence. Christian, you were gonna say something in the
Yeah.
middle of
You had
that.
another
You want
question,
to?
I believe.
Say like I know it's okay to like cry and shit, but like I truly hate doing it. I don't know
Oh,
why.
it's not
Well,
a very
no one
fun
likes
process.
crying.
Yeah.
Oh
And
shit.
I definitely hate doing it in front of other people for
Oh, of
sure.
course.
It's the worst
Yeah.
feeling ever.
Nobody likes crying, but it's okay to do.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Mm-hmm.
how do you guys feel about other people crying in front of you?
It makes you feel
Uh,
awkward unless
yeah.
for me
I
at
never
least
know what to do.
it makes me feel very awkward, but at the same time it gives me, this is gonna sound really bad, like really like I'm a bad person. It actually gives me a sense of, I don't know, like a deeper relationship with that person if they're willing to do that in
How
front
does
of
that
me.
how does that make you
Yeah, how
sound?
does that make you sound like a bad?
I don't
That's
know. I don't know.
a
Like I don't know, some sort of enjoyment out of someone else's sadness. If
It's not
That's not
enjoyment.
it's not
It's not
enjoyment, it's
enjoyment.
more of, I don't know how to really
It's
explain it.
it's that
If it,
person. It's you
it's
realizing
like
that
a
that person wants
milestone
you
in your
enough.
Yeah.
relationship. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I have usually when I see that happen, I have like a knee jerk reaction of wanting to help, and then I'm sort of like, I don't know
That's
what
yeah.
the problem is, and so I don't want to do the wrong thing and make it worse.
Yeah.
That is exactly how. See, but that's another thing though, is being, and this goes back to the whole making jokes in uncomfortable situations. And this happens with anyone who cries in front of me. I will immediately try to help, and if I can't find an immediate solution, my mind just goes right to jokes and trying to make them laugh. Because it's for me, it's kind of like, okay, well, if they're laughing, they're not crying, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I think that's why I do it. But it's kind of just happens. I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, it works sometimes. And then, once the person crying has finished calming down, it's easier to find a solution.
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
sure.
This is a very somber topic for today, guys.
It is.
It is.
Well,
It is.
we have some really good news at the end of the podcast, so
Oh, we do.
yeah,
Wait,
that I haven't told
Do
to
I-
anyone.
Really?
that's
Yeah,
kind of pog.
Did we get the diamond play button?
we did. How
I
do you
knew
know?
it.
Already.
Oh.
I knew it, guys.
No,
mean,
we got the netherite.
Do we
plate
want me
button,
to?
bro.
Should I just lighten it up now and just?
No,
Yeah, lighten it up now. Lighten
Definitely,
it up now.
no,
Go for it.
definitely not now. Definitely
now?
No, because
Oh
then
yeah, because then we're gonna go into Alex's.
because we're gonna
going into
yeah,
the
if it's
childhood shit soon.
Oh,
so
right.
if it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
if it's gonna be really good, yeah, save the light for the end.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
extremely. It could be good depending. Never mind. I'll stop talking about it for now.
No, I don't think you should have said that at all.
Yeah,
No,
probably
Ruben,
not.
No. No. Engagement. They got to stick around to the end if they
Yeah.
want to find out what. Yeah.
True. I mean, or
Um,
just watch the video on YouTube later. But
Shh.
Well, then even if they do that, they have to watch. They have to skip to the whatever.
That's still a view.
It's still a view.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything major really before Alex kicks off this whole thing. I do have ADHD, and that used to be really cause a lot of problems with like teachers and stuff because they didn't know how to handle me.
Mhm.
And I think I don't have meds for it, but I think I do also have some level of anxiety.
I don't really know what I have that I'm not diagnosed with. I have ADHD, but like I don't want to go ahead and assume I have something, but same as he said, I had issues growing up with teachers not being able to understand my situation. Growing up with Adam, we had the same teacher did not like both of us.
Mm.
Miss
I think
Balacio.
I think she liked you a little more than she
a
liked
little
me.
a little more than she liked you, but definitely not teacher's favorite.
No, certainly not.
But yeah, growing up that was a little hard. Even when I was younger, it was worse though. Even younger than when I was like, how old were you around there? Like 11.
Fifth grade, yeah.
I remember in third grade specifically, I had a teacher constantly sending me out of the classroom just because I could not pay attention to what was going on at all, and I would talk to everyone all the time.
I have another question for everyone.
Mhm.
So when you go to the doctor, and sometimes like for your physical, they'll give you like a paper to like fill out about
Yep.
like your mental health.
Mhm.
Am I the only one that always lies on that?
No, I lie on that
No.
too.
I always say I'm perfectly fine.
I don't know why. I don't know what compels me to do it. Maybe it's because I don't want to waste anyone's time or something like that. I don't want to use anyone's.
It goes kind of back to the whole thing about how boys were in
Yeah,
our day.
it's just
Sounds-
ingrained into
that
us.
sound old.
Yeah.
Not that old. It goes back to that, and it's just like
I mean, it's pretty old. We're almost 20 years old. 20 years on this planet.
that's really not that old though. I mean, it's not like
No, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that old. But
That's a good amount of time.
it's a good amount of time, but it's not like we're like old people.
it's enough time that things on like TV and stuff have shifted
Yeah, to a next.
in such a way. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Wait, I've got another question, branching off my last question.
Mhm.
Do you think anything has changed?
Oh yeah, I think I think mental illness has changed for the worse and for the better in different aspects. It's
How
definitely
so?
it's definitely taken more seriously now.
You
Way
Mhm.
more
think?
seriously.
It's taken
Uh,
more seriously, and like people that are diagnosed with mental illness, it's definitely pushed harder that you should get treatment or talk to someone about it
mm. and it
because of the whole shift.
and then that treatment is also like way better
Oh
after
yeah.
like different studies,
I
different other stuff like
also
that.
feel like
But at the
uh,
same time, as I was saying, that there's a negative as well. Then you also get, like we said, the like bad normalization of it. We get people trying to normalize and trying to like use it as a way to like that's their personality to the point where they're making fun of people who actually have
Yeah,
that mental
yeah.
like
Wait,
illness.
wait, wait.
Sure,
like
Let
it.
me let
I
me let me let me
fun of
branch off
people,
of that,
but
Sebastian.
I'm talking about that TikTok video.
Hold on. Let me branch off of that. So,
Mm.
you know how you said like people are like making fun of people that actually have it or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Okay, so I feel like the like trend is like make it look like pretty and like sexy and shit to like have it, you know. But then they look at people who actually have it. So I personally don't have it, okay, but I have talked to people that do have it. Some of them will
Well, what are you
experience
talking
times
about?
where they hold on.
What are you
Some
talking
of them
about?
will experience like they'll go like a week without like showering or like washing their hair or like doing anything like that.
Mhm.
And then people will look at them and be like, "Oh, this dude's gross." Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
they
I,
won't
Yeah.
ask them like
I'm gonna be completely honest. That whole semester when I was in Baltimore, I showered once.
yeah, see?
It
Like
was the whole semester, and I showered one time.
I have a friend who has like really really bad social anxiety, and I feel like a really good like I used to joke around with him about like not showering and stuff like that, but like you just that like opens my eyes. Maybe that's why the social anxiety. Just
Yeah,
like
I
there's
mean,
not showering could be used as an excuse not to go out with friends and stuff like that.
mhm.
I actually do have a question.
Yep.
So anyone here? Does anyone aside from me see a therapist or a specialist or anything like that?
I did, but I stopped for a little bit.
All right. So here's my question,
I did when
and
I
I
was
guess
little.
this goes for people who don't see anyone too. But and this all right. So let's say you're going to see a specialist or a psychiatrist or whatever. Would you prefer they treat you like a patient or like a friend?
Like a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
So
remember back when I went for my therapy for childhood issues that I will not be going into. Yeah, they really just treated me as a friend, and that really like helped me
yeah,
like
it
overcome
it helps.
everything.
Like my perfect example. Yesterday, I um I was taking my little brother out to lunch,
Hmm.
and I had completely forgotten that I have therapy on Wednesdays, and it just completely slipped my mind. And I was like, I promised my little brother I'd take him to lunch. I'm taking him to lunch. So I'm driving, and fortunately, I was taking him to a place that was close to my therapist's office.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm like 5 minutes away from lunch, and my phone starts ringing while I'm in the car. And the second my phone rings, I'm like, oh shit, I have therapy today. I completely forgot. And it was 15 minutes past when the appointment was supposed to start.
Hmm.
So I pick up the phone and I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna say his name. I was like, hey, I completely forgot about today. I'm so sorry. I'll head over right now. And he was like completely understanding. He was like, you know what, man, that's completely fine. Like just get here. I'll be here. I'll be here the second you get in. And he treats me like a friend. Like he
Hmm.
doesn't sit there and just monotone. Like he tries to actually figure out what's going on every week. I go in and he's like, hey, what did I miss? How's this week been treating you?
Hmm.
And he's a very casual guy. He the amount of times he says that sucks balls and that or that's the shit. uh
Thought you were gonna say poggers.
no no, but he's a very it's something that helps a lot is when the person you're seeing treats you or is a friend,
Hmm. No, I
as long
completely
as it's
agree.
someone you're comfortable talking to.
Hmm. I'm gonna be right back for a second. Keep going, guys.
Boy, all right.
okay.
Eh,
He had to dip.
Alex, you wanna go off
I don't.
about your
Should we
experiences and how it affects you?
should we do the childhood shit without Sebastian here, or should we wait for him to get back?
No, I think you should just go into how having diagnosed depression is affects you in your life.
Oh, oh, man, I don't know. I mean, there's always like the stereotype of like, oh, I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. It's true though.
Mhm.
Some days you just really don't want to get out of bed and don't want to do anything,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it fucking sucks. There's also a lot of times where there's a lot of lows, like low lows. Uh,
How do you feel during those times?
how do I feel about those times?
How do you feel during those times?
Oh, uh, really, 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 really shitty.
Yeah.
Like it's so bad to the point where like I literally just want to curl up into a ball and disappear, or
mhm.
like those are the times where I'll think about killing myself, and it fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I have a good way of explaining it, and I know it's not the same for everybody, but this is at least how it feels for me, and it is a cliche, but it is how it feels. Um, and it might just be because, and I'm not trying to like preen myself or whatever, but I'm a very creative person.
Mhm.
So this is just how this is the best way that I can describe it, and it's going to sound very cliche, and you are all probably going to roll your eyes, but it almost feels like everything is just kind of gray, like nothing feels really vibrant or anything like that. Um,
Mhm.
it's kind of just like it's like what you were saying, Alex. Like you just don't want to do anything. You just want to curl up and disappear.
Hmm.
Because it just kind of feels like there's nothing that can make you feel any better when you're in those times. Like, and I don't mean to keep bringing this up, but a perfect example is from when I was in Baltimore, and the only reason I bring it up so much is because I was at a really shitty point,
Mhm.
especially after everything that happened with my cousin. Um, I I wouldn't even wake up until 6 at night. Like I would, like no matter how many alarms I had set, um, and this might have been some other separate sleeping issue, um, but no matter how many alarms I would set, I just wouldn't wake up until around 6 o'clock at night. I stopped eating. I'd never left my room. I didn't go to class. I just the only thing I would do is I'd wake up at 6. I'd go get dinner around 7:30, come back, watch a couple YouTube videos, and then go back to sleep. And it sucks because you feel like you want to be productive and you want to be doing something, but at the same time you just can't. Like you don't have any motivation to do anything. Does
Yeah.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Um, I will say something I noticed just now, and I do it too, and I don't know how this ties back to this whole thing, is I noticed when you were saying all that, Matt,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, I do it too, is like we try to like I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. We try to comment on the flaws in what we're about to say before we say it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because we're worried that like once we say it, other people are going to be like, "Oh, this guy," right?
Yeah.
I
And so I don't think that's an uncommon thing, but like I've never really thought about it.
it's almost subconscious, but I do notice that I do it all the time.
Yeah, I do it
Like
too.
I know I haven't talked to a lot of you guys in person in a while because of everything that's going on with the fucking pandemic and everything.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've been told by many people to stop doing that. And I just can't. Like it's kind of just a subconscious thing that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quick question before we like dive deep into Alex's mental psyche. Um,
not to be confused with the physical psyche.
Not to be confused with his physical P bear. Um,
Fuck up.
Whoa! TOS!
Saying shut the fuck up's not TOS.
TOS. What was my question? Oh, how do you guys like? What's a good outlet? Do you guys feel for your emotions? Like since like you said earlier, how like sometimes you just bottle them up. Like I tend to use like I don't know different like creative spheres to like help myself
Yeah.
Release some of
Um,
that emotion. Like I use the gym a lot for that, for more of my like angry side, and then I use streaming. Like this is like therapy for me, being able to talk
Yeah.
to you guys all the time.
For me, it's listening to music and playing music, like
Yeah.
for everything.
I touched base on this a little bit before, but I do a lot of like art and everything. I haven't done art as like an outlet in a little bit because just everything I've been drawing, it's been like kind of just
Spider-Man.
practice. Yeah, Spider-Man and like practice for what I'm going to be doing in school.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, if you want, I can send you something I did digitally as an outlet like a while ago. So it's kind of shitty, but if you want, I can send it and you can put it up on
Yeah,
the screen.
I'll put it up, Jamie.
Jamie?
Never mind.
It's a Joe Rogan reference.
Oh, all right, all right. I'll send it right now.
Got you.
Sebastian, you might want to text me your email so I can send it to you.
You could just send it on Discord,
Yeah, put it in
All right.
general in Discord.
or you
Adam, do
could,
you
or you
want to
could send
say
it
your
in
outlet?
Epic
Yeah, you
Chat,
can put it in
whatever.
the Epic chat.
Yeah, epic chat. Same. Same thing.
Oh, well, it's already on my computer. That's why I was asking for your email.
You could
What's
just
yeah.
press the plus,
hmm
and
Yeah,
then you
on
got
Discord.
images. Oh, goodbye.
Yep. He's returned.
Alright, I'll be
I
right back.
dragged him in here.
Which
Oh.
chat did I send it in? Because I don't know what
Epic
topic
Chat.
it's on.
Epic Chat.
The,
It's
ha-
the one where it's
the
just
hashtag.
us.
Oh,
The
okay, gotcha,
hashtags. The text chats. Yeah.
gotcha.
Hashtag Epic Chat, and then you press the plus.
Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. I actually have to rename it because right now it's just saved as sketch number like 587 or something like that. So I
You
have
could
to
just keep it.
rename
You
it.
could just keep it like that. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a link. It's just gonna be like, or it might be.
No,
But
I
just
no,
change
I know, but
picture.
I'm not gonna be able to find it. Is what I'm saying.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I just remembered the number. It's 17. Okay.
Stay tuned for us to delve into Alex's psyche,
Yes.
his mental psyche, not his physical.
No.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was fucking. I think it was last year. No, it was the beginning of this year. Yeah. So it's kind of shit, and I've improved since then. But and I mean art wise, I've improved better with drawing human proportions and everything. So
I like
Let
it.
me just do that.
He left
Right
again.
there.
He's back again.
sorry, I accidentally clicked away. I didn't hear what you guys were saying.
I said I liked it.
I like it as
Yeah.
well.
I appreciate that.
I think Christian would like it as well, but he is not here.
Where'd he go?
I'm back.
Hi,
Hello.
Christian.
I like it.
Thank you.
I could really like feel your emotion here. Was this supposed to represent like when you felt when you were in your low?
I don't know. It kind of and fuck this again. This is gonna sound really cliche, but
No, it's alright.
I kind of just started going. Like
Gotcha.
I drew like a human figure and then just kind of went from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't have. I can't do that. I can't just. I mean, I can't draw in general, but I can't just. I especially can't just like sit down. I can't express feelings visually. It doesn't. It's not how my brain works. I can't.
Gotcha.
Yeah. My brain is way too literal. Like if I like art, if like I get it. I get what that's supposed to be because we're talking about it, and I have learned over time what stuff like that is supposed to signify.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I walk up to like a painting in like a museum, I'm like, this is a picture of whatever. Like I can't. It's like
Yeah.
it's one of the reasons I always had issue with my English teachers, is because my English teachers would be like, really try to understand the like deeper meaning, and I'm like, I can't. It's
Yeah.
a written description of what's happening, and I can't. Like the curtain, like the famous the meme is like, the author writes the curtains are blue, and the
Mhm.
English teacher's like the curtains are blue because he's sad, and everyone's like, no,
The curtains are
they're
blue.
blue.
Yeah, like I'm gonna
And
be completely
that's
honest. Like I didn't know what I was meaning by any of this when I was drawing it either. I was kind of just drawing it.
Mm.
Yeah. So sometimes it just doesn't have a meaning, and if you want to try to look for a meaning, you can find one. But I didn't. I don't think I meant anything behind this, at least not consciously.
Mm.
Yeah.
I swing back and forth mentally from incredibly methodical to like super impulsive because like I can't just go and do something creative. I can't just sit down and do it because the ideas just don't come to me. I need to like sit and think and figure it out. But there are other times when I do something and I don't think about it at all. I'm just like, yep, this is what I want to do, so I'm just going to do it with no regard for any potential consequences.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um,
What about you,
so
Alex? What about you, Alex?
Um, still talking about like outlets and stuff, right?
Yeah, and then I think we're
yes,
gonna move on to the psyche of Alex Jones. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut that.
What?
Nothing. Never mind. Probably not.
Doesn't really matter.
There's millions.
Yeah,
there's a more famous one.
Yeah.
there is. Um, I mainly use like boxing now. Uh, that's a great way to get out emotions. It's fantastic. I love boxing. Um, other than that, I mean, I don't know. Watching anime helps a bit.
You know what I just realized helps a little bit? Playing D&D, cuz like you get to just like be whatever you want
Mhm.
and do whatever you want.
It is very you're not restricted by anything
Yeah,
really.
that helps a lot.
Um, yeah.
Do we want to delve into you now?
I mean, I don't care.
I'd say it's around that time.
Well, where do we start?
Let's start with your childhood.
Okay. Well, my father was not a fantastic person to be around. Uh, always like nagging about the little shit that I would do, and just always on my ass for everything, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, not great on that front. Um, Mother, fantastic lady. Love my mother. Um, I mean that's really where my issues stem is from my dad
Mm-hmm.
and his treatment of me as a young lad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really know where else to go from there.
Uh, how are you in school?
Um, since like middle school, really, nothing has changed. Like mentally, I've been the same since like middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in school, I don't know. I wouldn't do anything. I just would not do work.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that doesn't really factor in the ADHD part because I was taking meds since like elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's more of the mental side of stuff. Um,
Do you feel like you're like do you feel like the reason you didn't try in school had to do with your depression?
um, I mean, maybe a bit, yeah, because it's that sort of lack of motivation to do things.
Mm-hmm.
So possibly.
Gotcha.
Um, I I don't know what else to say about it. I mean,
What pushed you to get diagnosed?
um, the whole split between my parents, really,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom going to the doctor and also being diagnosed with depression.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we went for my physical, and my doctor brought it up,
Mm.
and she evaluated me there, and found out I had some form of it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then told me to go see my therapist and ask about being medicated.
Hmm. And now you're medicated.
Yes, and now I am medicated for that and some form of anxiety.
Gotcha. That was a lot quicker
Hmm.
than I expected.
Yeah.
How do meds make you feel?
How do what?
How do the meds make you feel? Do you think they help you?
I don't really know. I mean, the anxiety meds, they're mainly for like sleeping.
The
Those,
depression meds.
the depression pills, I don't. It's hard to notice a change because I don't know what I'm supposed to be noticing the change in because
Mm-hmm.
it's
I
been
actually
my
have
normal
something to,
state
I
of
have something to
mind
add to
for
that.
years.
What did you
Alex,
say, man?
Alex, if you don't mind sharing, what meds are you on?
Uh, Prozac,
Okay.
like
Uh,
40 milligrams of that.
yeah.
What you were describing about not really like noticing, that's kind of how I feel when I take my ADHD meds. I mean, I've been taking those since like 6th grade, but I think with those, it's more I notice when it wears off
Mm-hmm.
than I do when it kicks in. You
Mhm.
Yeah.
know, I can sort of tell when my brain starts going high speed again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually glad you
Um,
guys. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Adam. Go ahead.
no, that's pretty much it. Go ahead.
Uh, I'm actually glad you brought up the medication thing because uh, this goes along the not really knowing what you're supposed to feel like, so you don't notice a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I'm on and I feel like again I feel like everyone is on Lexapro. Um, I'm on Lexapro and L-methylfolate. Uh, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling like. So over the last couple weeks, I've kind of just been doing a little bit of an experiment,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not really supposed to do anything like this without telling your therapist, and I just kind of slipped my mind to tell him. But so the last couple of weeks, I've kind of been seeing what I feel like when I don't take them, and what I feel like when I do take them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's really hard to notice a difference because you don't know what you're supposed to be feeling like.
Hmm.
But what I noticed is when I'm on them, it's not that I feel any different. It's just that I feel like shit less than when I feel like I'm or less than when I'm not on them. If that it's not really that helpful. But
No, I kind of get what you're saying.
yeah, like that's it's not a very insightful thing to say, but like I don't and it's obviously not going to be like, "Oh, well, when I'm on them, I feel like I'm completely okay and there's nothing wrong in the world."
Yeah.
Um like when you're on them, you just kind of you don't feel as bad. You know, like there are still like the bad thoughts and everything like that, but they're at a less rate. Rate. Jesus, I couldn't say that.
Interesting.
Uh,
Very interesting. Cause
I've got a question for
wait. Let me
you.
just stick to this topic for a second.
Go
Um.
ahead.
See, it's really weird that you guys are well, not weird, but very interesting that you guys all said that you don't really feel that much different. When I was taking, I haven't taken my ADHD medication since 6th grade.
Mhm.
I got diagnosed in 5th grade. I noticed a huge difference. I felt like I
Yeah,
was way slower. I felt like I did not want to talk to anyone, like even my
I,
friends, and I felt
I do also feel like though that ADHD and ADD med like you're supposed to notice a difference.
oh, okay.
You know?
I
Like if
also
you like yeah, like if you don't notice a difference, then you know you either A don't have ADD or B need a higher dosage.
For
Yeah.
me, another really like for the biggest part that I realized, which doesn't really have anything to do, maybe the medication just didn't agree with me. It would make my appetite go away completely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a side
I was
effect that I had from my pills as well.
I've had that happen sometimes with mine, not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but no, I can definitely tell because I can hear it when I speak that
Mm-hmm.
I'm like actually talking faster and I'm talking more, and my parents can definitely tell. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'll go off on a tangent and my mom will look at me and be like, "Did you take your pill this morning?" And it's like, like sometimes this is something that I do a lot. I'll be talking to like my mother and I'll be listening to what she's saying, but at the same time I'll have like 5 different trains of thought that arrive at like a totally different topic that I will then say, and my mother will look at me and be like, "How on earth did you like?
How did you get there? Yeah.
How'd you get there?" And I'm like, and then I have to like go back and explain it, and she's like, "All right, whatever."
She's like asking you what you want for dinner, and then you're like, "Ma, do you remember that show Bakugan?"
Never done that,
I
but
actually,
no.
I'm actually glad you said that because even though I don't really think I have ADD or anything like that, I am glad you said that because that does happen not frequently, but that kind of thing or something very similar does happen with me. So I'm
Mhm.
glad I'm going in for that evaluation, but again, I don't think I have anything. But I'm glad you brought that up, and that's something I have to mention now.
All right, Christian, what were you asking before?
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh boy.
I'm holding.
Um,
Well, while he's holding, I guess I'll put in my 2 cents about the ADHD meds.
Mhm.
Um, I don't really notice like a major change, but I can sort of feel in my brain it like I don't know. It sort of like clouds over, and I can feel myself being sort of slower and sluggish, and then when it wears off, I can feel my brain just moving like 1,000 miles an hour again.
No,
And
I
it's just
completely know what you mean. Yeah.
it takes off
I
like a
also think
rocket when it wears off.
Alex, I think you and I, the pills you took were not the same that I take because I remember in like third grade at like lunchtime you would get called down to the nurse's office
Hmm.
to take it before lunch, which suggests to me that it was like a 24-hour thing and that you'd have to take it at the same time every day. Um,
I think I have
the
to take
meds
it
that
3 times a day.
I oh, the meds that I take only last for like 8 hours.
Mm.
Um, because it's designed to like I take it in the morning and then I get through the school day and then usually right around now, maybe in like an hour's half an hour, hour and a half or so, it'll like wear off and I'll be back to, you know, all over the place. Um, yeah. So mine is more like yeah, to sort of last until I'm done with school or whatever I'm doing for the day.
I think
Um,
I got switched to that eventually because I only started taking pills in the morning after a while.
actually, the problem with doing that when I was actually physically at on campus in college
Mhm.
was that I wouldn't necessarily. Very rarely did I eat before my first class, and you're supposed to take the pill with food.
Mhm.
So usually I would not take it until after my first class of the day, and especially for like the 8 a.m. one where I was both barely awake and like in full ADHD mode, I just couldn't. Like I had such a hard time concentrating in that class, and that's also why I've always had an issue with like homework because I get home and like my pills worn off and I can't focus on what I'm supposed to do, especially in college when they were like read 15 pages before the next class and I'm like I don't want to. And so I just don't because I don't think about what'll happen if I don't, you know?
Mhm.
A lot of it for me is also impulsivity. That's where like my impulsivity comes from because I just when I want something I want it immediately and I don't really think about what's going to need to happen for me to get it.
No, I got you, man.
Um yeah,
Christian, are we still holding?
seems that way.
Take that as a yes. He's muted right now.
I'm holding.
What are we
Um
supposed to be holding, Christian? What do we hold?
let's just hold Christian.
Uh,
Hold him hostage.
Whoa!
let's all drive over to Christian's house and hold him.
We'll just hold him.
Christian, why are you just gonna type it?
I mean, we could if it's a question, we can read what the question is and then just
Oh, people are making noise.
We can just read what the question is and then answer it.
Mhm.
But
Let's see. Is this going to be like your usual Christian text message, where it's like
Probably it's gonna be like 18 messages.
17 lines of text? Yeah.
How
An
how many viewers are we
individual.
at right now? I don't mean to get off topic, but how many viewers are we at right now?
That's a good question.
our max was 7 when we started, and now we're at 6.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Poggers.
Our average is going up.
Poggers.
For me, it says we have 4.
Me, it says we have 5.
For me, it says we have 6.
But then if I go into it, it says there's like 10 people there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's total. I'm stupid.
Yeah, I think that's all the people who have
Yeah.
come through.
Mm-hmm. Christian is still typing. We're holding, guys.
He's-
We're holding.
Well, I
Yeah.
think what happened was we called him out on the
So now he's typing one big message.
18 individual messages
Oh,
thing.
okay. I saw somewhere from a person with depression, and that they said meds are actually not helping them, and that it just makes them feel nothing and at all, and makes them even worse. Do you guys get negative side effects? Like, does it make your depression worse?
Not that I've noticed, no. I mean, sometimes I'll have really low lows, like exceptionally low lows.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I don't know if that's because of the meds or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand the feeling nothing thing though. Like sometimes that does occur, but it's not a constant. It's not a constant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't notice anything like that either. I mean, that person should talk to their therapist or their doctor or whatever and get a change of meds or a change in dosage of meds or something to try and get off of that, because that's a side effect that sometimes happens that is not
Yeah.
supposed to happen and
With
is
But that's
yeah.
just,
with
you know what, that's
depression
just a
and
good
it's stupid.
blanket statement. Like, if you're taking meds for something and they're not working,
Yeah, or like you
you
feel
know,
yourself getting worse for whatever you're taking the meds for, go talk to someone about it.
yeah, talk to the person who prescribed those meds for you and be like, listen, this is what's going on.
I think.
Um,
Are we gonna start wrapping up soon? Do you guys think?
Yeah, I think
I think
I've said everything I've got to say, limited such as it is.
I think next week to brighten this up, we should do something special. I think we should stream Fall Guys or something like that.
Well, that actually brings me to my announcement. So for our normal viewers who typically join us every Thursday, we are going to continue doing the podcast like at a set schedule. We might have to change it because school's starting and everything, but we are going to be sticking to a solid schedule for the week for a weekly podcast. But sporadically throughout the week, it could literally happen at any time. I think we're going to start incorporating some gaming content with
Hey,
random hosts, maybe some other friends once in a while, just playing some games, having some fun.
that's awesome. I
that's
think
good.
we should also start naming the podcast because scrolling through YouTube and seeing episode number blank
yeah.
is kind of difficult to see what's
I'll,
what,
I'll,
you know.
I'll start it with this one. It'll be episode 8, mental illness.
9.
Yeah.
9,
Nine.
9, 9,
9.
9,
Okay, it's 9. We got it.
9. But yeah, yeah, we should definitely play something. And I mean, we could even do that next podcast if you guys want. We could all like just play something and stream it as the podcast, where it's literally all of us are on at once.
I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Yeah.
I
say?
vote the first game is Fall Guys, so we jump on the bandwagon hype train there.
Well, I'll have to figure out how to stream from the PS4.
All right.
You can literally stream, like if you link this Twitch account to your PS4, you can literally stream from the PS4.
Alright,
Oh, okay.
so we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
wrapping
we're
it
wrapping
up.
it up.
All right. Thank you for
No, 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 no,
coming.
no, not yet. Not yet. Let's hit an hour. Let's hit an hour.
So
It's
let's
4
just call it-
o'clock.
Bruh,
Yeah, we're at
we
9:20 though.
we
for the
have
actual
40
podcast.
seconds. Spitballing. We're probably gonna stream some League later at one point. Maybe not.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know if we're really gonna stream League.
Some
Yeah, I don't know if
Minecraft
that's a good idea.
maybe. Some Fall Guys.
Maybe some Minecraft. None of us have
I'll-
Fall Guys on
I'll-
PC.
I'll
We
stream
streamed
Minecraft.
Minecraft the first
I
time.
mean, I'll buy Fall Guys on PC.
Guys, that would be so great. Episode 10, we bring it back to the roots and stream Minecraft.
Stream Minecraft. Oh yeah.
Actually, yeah, that'll be our big gaming episode. We're gonna do episode 10, Minecraft.
I like it.
Beautiful.
Do we
Beautiful.
all have Minecraft? Will that work?
I think I do. Yes.
If not, I'll Venmo you so you can buy it, Adam. We're doing this.
Minecraft is happening.
Minecraft.
Also, even though we have not I have not gotten any donations yet, I'm going to start investing in a camera for when Corona's over, so we could have a nice live podcast episode in the
I like
future.
that.
Oh
idea.
yes.
Oh
Look
man,
at
we should
this,
have a
guys.
mukbang.
We
When
brought
the
it around.
first,
We're ending on a happy note.
On a very
Sebastian,
happy
I'm
Yes.
announcement for the
first
end.
live episode where like we're all in person. Adam, you need to cook something for
Yeah.
us. And it's a mukbang.
Yes, first live episode.
I will do
mukbang.
that. I will cook something.
Oh,
Alright.
now I'm hungry.
Whoa,
Shit.
watch your language.
Cans run, boys.
Sure. Pick me up.
Do you guys actually want to meet somewhere and get some food?
Let's wrap it up.
I'm
Later.
doing it. I'm doing
Okay,
it. Shut
do
up.
it. Do it.
All right, so thanks for tuning in to another episode of the podcast, episode number 9. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you come back next time. Thank you.
Alrighty.